Okay, now in this session, we will talk about expressions and we are going to use them in our integration session. And remember the fundamentals from the last session because we are going to use them in our expressions. All right, so the question is that why expressions? Why we need expressions, right? And the reason is because expressions will give you the ability to become flexible with your workflows and their executions. And it will give you those additional power to control your workflow, to automate them with very less human intervention. So in the last integration, we have seen the options of fixed values and expression. And we have the scenario where we want to capture the data from last one day. So we had two choices, either select the date so that it will be hard coded date and that need to be changed every day. But we choose the second way and we have used the expression and now that thing is automated, right? Similarly, in today's integration, we will see a lot of dependencies and we will tackle them with the expressions. And these expressions are actually very simple. So you can treat them like the Excel formula, like picking the informations from a cell and use that like this way. All right, so this is the foundation. And that is why we are learning this. And that is why it is so important. Okay, so let's start from the quick overview, like how the expressions looks like. So our expressions are inside the double curly bracket. So when you see them, then think like an expression. Next thing is $JSON sign. So when you are accessing the JSON data that is incoming from the previous node to the current node, so you can access this data with $JSON. And you will be going to use this very heavily in your workflow because in many situations we need to navigate through these JSON data to extract something from it. So we will use $JSON because remember that JSON is simply a key and a value pair. And if we navigate to something, then we need the key or the parameter. And the output of this can be a value like we talked, or even it can be an object. Like we have seen that this can be a name or it can be an ID, like a session ID or a chat ID or a URL, or it can be an address or even part of address like city or country, right? So in JSON, we have to navigate to these elements of these objects by using dot or a dot sign. Suppose this is our JSON data and we talked about this in the last session. So it has name, it has age, and it has address. And again, this address has multiple key value pairs, like building, city, and country, right? So it is name, Naresh, age 40, address, then building, tech space, city, Gurgaon, country, India. And now look at these two expressions and try to relate them with the JSON data. That what output or what data you would be extracting from these two expressions. So the first one is $JSON dot name. So what is the value of name here? Naresh, right? So this expression will plug that word Naresh from this JSON data. Next example, $JSON dot address dot country. Now try to decode this. That what will be the result? Yes, India. So first it will go to the address and then it will see another object there as a value. So this is a halfway, means it will continue looking for the country and it will see India as a value. So it will take it. And that is how the expressions extract the values from the JSON structure. And we define the parameters in the expressions that where exactly the key parameter is. And this is like a tree and its branches. And accordingly, expressions navigate the exact same parameter and take the value from it. So dot is the main symbol here, and that will help you to navigate to the multiple objects and the key value pair. Now remember this, that this $JSON expression can help you to extract the value from the incoming data, which is incoming to the current node or the present node. Means this is the node where you are using the expression and the JSON structure is received as an input to this node. But if you want to capture a data that is not incoming to the current node, but it is at the previous node or somewhere else, then how we will do this? How we will capture that data? So for this, we use different expression, and that is $node and in the square brackets, previous node name dot JSON, and that is all under the double curly bracket. So instead $JSON, we use $node, and then inside the square brackets, you mention the name of the node, and then dot JSON, and that will allow you to capture the data from any previous node from your workflow. Means you can build the expression with any data that is incoming to that node or even from any previous node from your workflow. And now one important thing, and think like that you have a complete JSON structure and you want to use that complete JSON, the whole structure, as a text in your expression. For example, if you want to pass the complete data to the LLM or like this, then there is a trick for this. And you can convert this whole JSON structure or this whole JSON data into the string. And you can convert that to the plain text. And then you can feed it through the expressions. So this trick is called stringify. And here is the way that you will write this. So it is JSON.stringify, then in the brackets $JSON. And that is inside the double quote. So again, inside the double curly brackets, write JSON in capital. Then use dot and then write stringify and then $JSON. And then you can pass anything in this JSON. And whatever you pass here, that will be considered as a text. So JSON.stringify and in the bracket $JSON. And that is inside the double curly bracket. So simply use this to convert incoming JSON data into the plain text. Alright, so that was few important things that I wanted to cover. And if you're not fully comfortable with that, then this is completely fine. If you get a little idea about them, then that is enough for now. Because we'll be practicing it in today's integration. And I just wanted to build the understanding of it. And you do not need to memorize these things. Because whenever you need to write this, then you can look up at that time based on your expression requirement. And n8n is great in documentation. So you can use that. You can use Google, you can use ChatGPT, or you can use any integrated AI chip, and they will tell you the exact expression. So for you, the focus should be how to use expressions in the workflow, not how to build the expressions, right? And yes, whenever you get that expressions or you build them, then you should have the understanding of that, like what it is going to do. It should not be like this copy and paste. Give some time to recognize it, to recognize the expression, if it is correct or not, and even if it is fulfilling your requirements or not. Alright, so that is a quick session on JSON and expressions. And that was quite a basic, but enough for now to continue with this today's integration. And from the next session, we will start our integration. So stay tuned and I will see you in the next video.